Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast episode at High Level. We call them the Spotlight Sessions, where we bring in top leaders in the world of marketing and sales. Today, I'm excited to introduce to you the founder of Journey Builder, Jay Vix, and High Level's 2023 SaaSpreneur Gold Award winner. Jay, welcome to the podcast. We appreciate having you here.
John, thanks so much, man. I'm really excited. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a jam-packed episode that we put together here. And for our audience, our topic is going to be empowering your business with AI, automation, and a stellar team. We've put together 3 bullet points for you to follow along. And we're going to be discussing creating your digital duplication framework. We'll then be jumping into how do you clone yourself for efficiency using AI and automation. And lastly, we'll take everything home with surrounding yourself with the right team to get your clients the right results that they expect. Jay, for those that are just meeting you for the first time, could you share a little bit about your story, pretty much how you got into marketing and then High Level and then the fun stuff?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm in my late 40s, so there is a big, I could probably tell you that story over 30 minutes, but I have a podcast myself that we'll talk about later. It's so I can condense this thing. But yeah, so getting into marketing, I've always been a fan of marketing. I remember back right after I learned HTML, I taught myself HTML in 1996. Within 3 years, I was trying to come up with a way that I could build some type of local website for the community just so I could advertise businesses, and that's who would fund it. So I've always had like this marketing and sales brain. That didn't transform into an agency until roughly, 15 years later, when I started selling cell phones for Verizon. I started teaching classes on how to use smartphones, right? And what I realized was there was a lot of business owners coming to my classes to learn how to use their smartphones. And I knew that there had to be a way that I could help them with digital marketing technology, um, based on the experience that I knew. So I started as a mobile app developer in 2012, building mobile apps for local small businesses. Now, what I learned by 2016, 2017 is phone storage is limited, and people don't want to put apps of their local pizza place on their phone. They'd rather save the space for the Facebook app, the Uber app, So anyway, fast forward a little bit more. In 2018, I started hearing rumblings about this new awesome platform called Go High Level. And I, just like every good shiny object syndrome marketer, I said, "Oh, I've got to get it. I've got to try it." Hated it. I didn't understand a thing about it. I was like, where do you even start? What is this? It was just, to me, it was like looking at a white screen. Couldn't stand it. Canceled within the 2-week trial and said, I don't know what everybody else is seeing about this, but I don't see it. Right. So I kept running my agency, growing my agency, and we're doing custom this, custom that, custom this, custom that. And I'm wondering why I can't scale, right? I don't have any systems. I'm just doing custom work. 2019, more people are talking about this Go High Level. I try it again. And I'm pretty tech savvy. I find myself to be a pretty smart guy, I think, when it comes to this stuff. I got a little bit further, but I was like, gosh, this thing is awful, right? I did it one more time. 2021, I tried again. Same way. I was like, well, it's getting there. Was what I was like. It's getting there, but I don't get it. So in 2022, I'm in San Diego for Traffic and Conversion Summit. And I was at a digital marketer event. And in the back of the room were Sean and Chase, and I think Robin and Alex Varun. Everybody, the high level team was there. And they did a presentation on it. And by this time, all my friends were using it. Like all the agency friends that I have were using Go High Level. And after the presentation, I went to the back of the room and I went right up to Sean, and Chase was standing next to him. And I said, guys, I got to be honest. And I'll spare the cursing. I said, I effing hate your software. And then I realized as I said that, it was probably a wrong choice of words. And Sean looked at me and he said, well, that might be your fault, right? And I said, but here's the thing. I said, it's not that I want to hate it. all my agency friends love it and swear by it, and I know that you guys are growing and doing great things. I want to be a part of that. Show me what I'm missing. Help me. And Chase stepped in that day, and I think Sean just had a good chuckle about it. Chase stepped in. We started talking. We had a great conversation. They made us a good deal to get started, made me a good deal to get started. And I got started in September of 2022, and I have not looked back. And so in 2023, I went to Level Up in Dallas in October, and got to walk across the stage in 9 months to pick up this monstrosity. Can I show you this wonderful award that I got? Can I
I was
show you
looking
this?
for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is it?
So bear with me. This thing weighs like 25 pounds. It is like, I mean, go high level. When people win these awards, they are not skimping. This is not a little rally car trophy. Hold on, I gotta pick this thing up. Hold on.
Don't pull your back there. Be
Yeah,
careful.
I know, seriously, I'm pushing 50. So SaaSpreneur Gold Award, I got a reflection on that monitor there. This was for getting 100 active sub accounts in my system that were either SaaS enabled or on a recurring billing basis. And I did it in 9 months. So I'm fully bought in now. Like, there is, like, if anybody says, I don't understand this, or I effing hate this software and what am I missing? I'm qualified to share my story.
So powerful, Jay, because
Thanks.
as a previous user of HighLevel, myself, now being part of the HighLevel team, I'm hearing stories from time to time similar to yours, as well as the ones that never the pieces together for the puzzle to see the masterpiece. It's sad because people miss out on what you're experiencing. Now, the award is just a byproduct of all of your hard work and the service and everything, and it's a great feel good factor, as well as showing maybe your customer base, like, look, we take our internal process serious to give you the best service. But it's very motivating for someone that maybe has experienced like this thought of, this isn't for me, let me just go back to my old ways. So I appreciate you jumping in on that and pretty much sharing like the ugly, the good, and now the evolution to what you have going on. Because when people tune into a spotlight session like this, they're looking for real stories from real people that are doing real work for their clients. And I appreciate you sharing. So I know, based on what you shared, we've pretty much almost reverse engineered how you started to basically take the pain and make it into pleasure for your business and for your customers' business. So I want to get right into the topic here of empowering your business with AI, automation, and a stellar team. If you don't mind, I'd love to just jump at the AI portion. Can you share a little bit about your initial opinion of AI, and then how that's evolved into now embracing it?
Yeah, and let me mention real quick while we're about to jump into AI. I can't wait till the AI robots are here, so they can come figure out where the heck and how the heck to hang this 25-pound plaque that I have here for winning. I can't. I hang pictures with push pins. So let's just be clear. I am not trusted with a drill and screws and hanging heavy things and anchoring things. Anyway, long story short, so there's my segue into AI with you. I've been fascinated by it since the day I heard that it was a possibility. I remember using a tool called Jarvis, which became Jasper. It was to write, and it was using GPT-3, and I was like, this is amazing. We just put in this prompt, and nobody knew how to prompt. This is only 2 years ago, by the way. I mean, like, the evolution is quick. And we were writing content and social media posts with AI, and I followed it, and I've been staying on top of it. And my initial opinion, I have always been the positive outlook AI person. I am not the let's get terrified, what is it, Skynet, the machines are going to take over.
Terminator days, back in the
Terminator
day.
days, like,
Oh,
none of
man.
that. I look, could it be the end of humanity? I don't know, but I don't like to think that way. Like, I have a daughter, I have a family. Like, I like to think, like, how can we all utilize this these tools, this technology, that's what they are. They're tools, right? Still required to be operated by a human, at least for the foreseeable future. And I think it's cool. It's cool how fast it's moving and how much we're able to get done. Like how we can really generate so much more with so much less, right? Or with the same amount of effort, just generating. And that's some of the stuff I want to talk about. So I'm an optimist. I'm a big fan. I love AI.
So with AI and automation perspective of let's say pieces of HighLevel and
Yeah.
connecting the processes and the workflows, um, how and when did you determine that this is what your customers needed to grow their business, to buy back more time in their day? How did that part come into play for you?
It's really cool. And I know we're going to talk about my Meet the Experts video series later, but going back to 2012, 2011, when I was teaching those smartphone classes and realized that business owners were a little older and they needed to learn more about the digital marketing technology that's out there. For the last nearly 12 years, tomorrow, May 1st, I know we're recording this, I don't know when it's going to come out, but for the record, May 1st, it'll be 12 years in business, right? As a marketing agency for us, we're celebrating a birthday, we're turning 12. I have heard time and time again, I don't know how to create content. I don't know how to do video. I don't know how to, can you help me with my website? Can you help me with social media? Can you help me with email? Can you help me with text? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? From the average ordinary business owner. And while we typically hang out in this bubble where everybody knows the answer to that question, the majority of people outside of our bubble have no idea. And the fact that we know this stuff makes us the expert, right? So they look at us and they're like, oh, you know how to do this? Please, can you help me? AI is no different. AI is no different. Where these, I'm in an environment now where everybody's talking about AI and I'm learning something new from everybody every day and it's moving fast and I feel like I'm being left behind in the AI crowd. Then I step outside to the average business owner and I go talk to them and they're like, oh, I've been hearing about it. I tried using ChatGPT once. It's like they don't know, right? So to how it can help them and in ways they don't realize is the stuff that they don't know how to do. They don't know how to create video. They don't know how to create content. They don't know how to automate social media. They don't know even half of these things that are available as far as an AI conversational chatbot on a web page, right? There's so many things that even Go HighLevel's implementing into their tools, but there's also other tools out there that we can take the results of and bring it in to the platform and use it for our clients' behalf. And one of those things I think is something we're going to touch on here in just a minute.
Absolutely. And if you're a marketing agency, you're a freelancer, you're somebody that is planning to take their business to the next level to serve other clients, learning and staying open-minded around AI and automation is so important, right? That's Jay, that's how
Please.
you've evolved over the years from hating the software to embracing it to loving it to
Yep.
growing yourself, your business, and your clients from it. It's one of the biggest um, hurdles that I come across speaking with agency owners, even business owners, is creating content, duplicating their content, getting it out there for others to see, from creativity to distribution. I know that you've coined DDF as a framework within your business, standing for a digital duplication framework.
Mhm.
Could you maybe share a few reasons around embracing this type of framework and how easy it is?
Yeah, so it's quite easy. It does cost a little bit of money because there are some tools you want to buy in order to do it the way we're doing it. What I realized was there was a need in our business, and I've since found other business owners that was like, wow, can we do this for my business? Um, getting if I were to say, hey, John, create 1,000 pieces of social media content by 3 months from now, right? You'd probably think that was a pretty tall task. And you'd probably even say, man, I would need some type of AI tool or something to help me do it, right? So we want to put out good quality. We don't ever want to sacrifice quality, but we want to be able to get enough out there that keeps us out in front, out in the public eye, keeps us relevant, doesn't make our social media go dark, go quiet. So what we've done is we've used a couple of different tools. The first one is Content at Scale. It's an SEO optimized blog, AI blogging tool. You can generate, 3,000 words on a keyword in about 10 minutes. And it's 70% of the way to perfect in the eyes of Google, and human-like and undetectable. So we use Content at Scale. So the digital duplication framework is take one big piece of content and then use a tool like Claude, Perplexity, even ChatGPT. Take each section of that big piece of blog content, that 2,000 word, 3,000 word blog on a particular topic. It's already broken out into sections. Have your writer tool create a video script to create a video script of this section, right? So that's step 2. Then step 3, we love a tool called HeyGen, HeyGen. If you need links or anything, I'll give them to you and we can put them in for the podcast viewers and listeners. HeyGen, what I did, I gave HeyGen a sample of me sitting here talking in front of the camera. And now all I have to do is give it a script and it will generate a video of me saying those words into the camera without me having to be there. Right. So now I can effectively clone myself on a video, doing a video for each section of this blog. So now I've got some video content. And then we use one last tool called Minvo, which we found on AppSumo, lifetime deal. Hope it's still there. If it's not, there's plenty of tools that can turn your video into multiple short clips. Minvo will turn it into up to 24 social media ready clips, either portrait or landscape for the different networks, with captions. And they have the fun captions. Like, you ever see the TikTok videos where, like, if I say this is a rabbit, well, each word that I say changes color. Like, it's like an animated caption, right? Fun stuff. I don't have to do the video editing on it. So that is the digital duplication framework, because we can take one piece of content and effectively support it with hundreds of pieces of content. And the one big blog piece of content goes on the website or the Go HighLevel blog, right, on a web page. And then the videos, the big videos go in there as well. And then all those videos that are getting splintered, those social media videos, they all lead back to the big videos, which leads back to the blog post. And now all my content is tied and I'm getting link juice. I'm getting Google juice. I'm getting, I'm able to really keep doing it. And the best part, I don't have to do it myself. I use my team. So that's the fun part is I just have to be a part of, hey, what's the content we're going to make? And then they go make it.
So if I'm understanding this right, if I own a small to medium-sized business and my friends and family are saying, you need to do videos, you got to do social media content, you got to put the business out there, you got the trucks, you got the people, you got the personality, just do it.
Yeah.
As that business owner, I might be thinking, well, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars for a video team, for a studio, for a camera, for a microphone. And I don't want to be on camera. I'm just not that kind of person, right? That's let's just say, overall example for that business owner. What you're telling me is that whether I'm already with a marketing company that does blogs for me, I can use the tools you mentioned, take the 2,000 word blog that is already done for me, create a script using one of the free versions of AI tools out there, and then follow that script. And then with using the other program you had mentioned, I can record myself once and it'll create me again and again and again off of that.
Yes.
And that's what you do every day for your setup.
Yes. So
Brilliant.
I have Heather and Veronica. Everybody needs a Heather and Veronica. But you can, a virtual assistant that you can show them how to do this. Somebody you trust, right? Because they're going to be creating videos as you, saying whatever they put into there. But yeah, you just feed it a script, and if you say I can't just sit there and record videos all day, or I can't sit behind the camera all day, can you sit behind a camera for 3 minutes in a good environment? Can you do it for 3 minutes? Because if you can, I can show you, or I just showed you, how you can create literally thousands of videos without you ever having to sit in front of the camera again. Now, One drawback to that, and people hopefully get a chuckle out of this, is everybody's going to think you never change your clothes and your hair always looks the same. However, however, what we've been able to do now is try to get a little bit more sophisticated, and what we've been able to do is record a couple of different variations. So I've come in and I've done two from my setting in different shirts, and then I did one out in my other office in front of a big colored brick background where I'm like more of a teaching style, and so now we have three. So I only wear three shirts from now on.
Yeah, and if you have a uniform, you can stick with the uniform, right? Which is
Perfect.
a uniform polo, which works great. So, that's from the business owner perspective. Now, as a maybe freelancer, experienced marketer, or a larger agency, if I'm not offering video and I know my clients want that, I can take this DDF framework and start to offer that maybe as an upsell or additional service to my clients,
Totally.
which is
Yes.
amazing. So thank you for sharing that, because sometimes, like, we know the programs are out there, we know the strategy is out there, but sometimes we need to see or hear others doing it
Yeah.
and speaking of the success as well as the learning curve, so that way we find value in investing the time. So I appreciate that. And I know that that'll pivot into this next part of cloning yourself, right?
Yeah.
Cloning yourself for efficiency. You touched on it briefly. What are some ways that you're using the DDF and the cloning yourself perspective with your internal customers and your internal processes, as well as getting new leads, new prospect, new customers?
Oof, that's a loaded question. Yeah. So I think the DDF itself is effectively cloning myself, right? Because I don't have to really put my hands on any piece of the content that I continue to put out, right? I continue to put out. Virtual me, AI me continues to put out. But one of the neat things is I don't really need to do a whole lot more of the question you just asked from that point, because in my opinion, HighLevel does the rest for me. Like, they have given me the tools to do that. So, obviously, in order to kind of clone yourself, I mean, we've trained certain AI models in how I speak. We've given it a lot of information about me, about the business. We have an entire data set in Claude that's just Journey Builder, which is our white label version of HighLevel. Um, so all that work is pretty much already done. But then we take things like taking that content and automating our social media posts using the social media scheduler inside Go HighLevel, right? Um, I think the fact that there's video hosting and blogging and website stuff inside of Go HighLevel is brilliant and miraculous, and the fact that it talks, and then being able to automate using the marketing automation, using the workflows to be able to create personalized workflows. And don't underestimate the power of two things in there: the if conditional statement and the wait, right? And the go to. Okay, three things, right? All those things are so critical, because what we're able to do is take our content in our own marketing and also for our clients, and be able to build personalized customer journeys for their customers, for our customers. So if they do this one thing, well, let's wait till 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and make sure we get this reminder or other thing to go out, and being able to just automate that, all coming from me. You're effectively cloning yourself. When you use marketing automation, you're effectively cloning yourself. When you're using this digital duplication framework, or whatever type of framework you're using to use AI, you're effectively cloning yourself. And to me, that's one of the biggest advantages. I have now been able to free myself up to talk to people, to talk to you, to talk to business owners, to go out, to work on relationships, to work on sales for the company, like growing the business, because I'm not bogged down with the content creation. Oh, and by the way, key point, when we do the content that we're creating, we always try to center it around what are people asking? What do they want to know? Because I don't want to just put out fluff content either. I want quality content that I know people are looking for. Content at scale helps a lot with that, as far as the what they're looking for. But all of this can help you effectively buy back more of your time. That's really what it's all about, right? Why would you want to clone yourself? Is to get more time. right? I think. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's
And
where I'm at
to
with
your
that.
point, doing too many batches of content in advance, it's hard to get super relevant
Yeah.
or at least in real time. So with the way you've set yourself up, you're able to grab like what people want now or
Mhm.
what they wanted last week and really bring that home and
Yeah.
help solve those problems. And for your customers as well, it'd be one thing if like seasons change and there's a small gap of bad inclement weather, they can speak to those topics and those scenarios with that video production without going to a studio and so on and
Yes.
so forth. So I appreciate you sharing that. When it comes around, taking the AI, the automation, the frameworks, the experience, the extra time that you have, how do you push that to benefit your team? Whether and again, this could be for someone that has two people or 20 people.
Yeah.
How do you help benefit them?
It's, you know, it's a mutual benefit. I mean, the the team, I have to be there as a leader. I have to be there to support my team, to benefit them. As a team, they're there to support my business and help me because that's what they're getting paid to do. Um, and my team was me for a long time, and then it was me and Heather, who was a apprentice for a while, and then she became a paid contractor, and then it grew, and I found specialized people to do different things. Team is really important to me. I don't have a large team. I've got a full-time employee that sits in the office next to me, and I've got about 4 other remote contractors. So there's what, 6 of us. And they all are really skilled at what they do. Like Jason's excellent with account management, with talking to clients, with helping them navigate through the software and being able to make changes for them and doing that. Delroy is an amazing go high level expert. He's mine, so nobody can take him. He actually has his own agency, and he's doing this for clients on his own too. But he still gives a lot of time to us. But he's a whiz with this stuff. Um, Heather's my content and copy person, and Veronica's my social media coordinator, and she runs the whole back half of the video stuff for the digital duplication framework. They're all critical. And then, of course, I forgot to mention Rob, who's our director of operations, who runs this whole thing. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Rob and I mentioned everybody else because he's pretty important too. Um, he helps me stay in the day-to-day of sales relationships. He helps free me up so that I can do a podcast interview with you, which I would have made time for anyway. But yeah, it's the team is so important because we one thing that the team being well, let me back up. Let me tell you why the team is important. If you do it right, I brought on these specialists, but we in 2023 said if we can't do it inside the ecosystem that is Go High Level, we are not going to do it anymore. Like we're not taking on custom projects here, custom projects there. We're going to do graphic design for this person and Facebook ads for this person and social media posting creation for this person. We're doing it just inside of here. So there's a couple things that needed to happen with that. One, everybody on my team, contractor or not, has had to really dive in and get their hands dirty and learn how to use this platform. Well, that makes it easy, right? That's one thing that makes it easier is when everybody's using the same platform, I don't have to do as much training and explaining, right? Which makes their team more efficient. The other thing is with the AI use, at the end of December, I paid for my entire team to become certified AI persona consultants, certified AI consultants, and how to build personas and agents that can work within a business. So we can really go into a business and say, what'd be cool is if you had an AI to do these tasks. And we know how everybody on my team is qualified to be able to teach people how to do that or do that, right? Here's why that's critical. If you don't build a sandbox that you're going to play in, right? You can never scale beyond that sandbox, right? I'll say that again. If you don't build the sandbox and stay in your sandbox, stay in your lane, you can't grow and scale beyond that, your business, because custom work is only going to get you so far. You can't clone custom. It's very hard. You can't clone it. I mean, you just can't clone it. If somebody knows a way to clone custom, you let me know. But you need systems. Well, Go High Level's the perfect ecosystem, the perfect system. If everybody knows how to work within it, then I can give any job or any task to anybody I want in my team, and they can do it. But then I just try to give them the task, say, hey, we're going to need this for this person and this for this person, but we're going to do it within there. I feel like that has allowed us to grow and be more effective and stay focused more than anything ever. And I could not get to the point I'm at right now. I definitely couldn't get to the point where I'm winning a 25-pound award if I didn't have a good team that all knew where to go to get answers, where to go to provide solutions, where to go to, to run a framework. And yeah, so that's like, I can't speak highly enough about having a team.
If I'm tuning into this and I'm listening to what you're sharing with like the authenticity of I've been there, done that, I'm thinking to myself, it sounds like you've empowered your team. You've empowered them with the access to the platform. You've empowered them with the training to get sharper and be able to apply those methodologies or best practices. And you obviously support them through their journey. And I think sometimes, in running a marketing agency and maybe running a business, we get so caught up with the end result that it's everything between the idea and the end result that matter the most. It's
Yeah.
the education, the training, the time, the practice, the accountability, and that gets you the end result. So, kudos to you because, that sandbox example that you gave is, this is where we're going to play right now. Here are the tools we're going to play with. As we get more, we could expand the sandbox and then we can go into the water and
Yeah.
really enjoy ourselves.
Hey,
And
I want to cut
it's
you off for a
powerful.
second. Yeah, thank you. Let me cut you off for a second because what you said, I started giggling at one point. There's a very famous old comic strip, two frames, right? And it's these two business guys having a conversation. And the one guy says to the other, what happens if I train all my people and they leave? And in the next slide, the other guy replies, what happens if you don't train them and they stay? And that has stuck with me for years and years and years. I'm not afraid of any of my contractors going out and starting something on their own and maybe leaving. Heck, I helped Heather on my team create her own LLC for a copywriting agency that she wants to start so she can work with other clients. I encouraged it and pushed her. I am never afraid of them saying, all right, see you later, Jay. Like I would, that would almost be an honor, you know? Sure. Would it sting? Would I want to lose them? No. But would I want them to not know what they're doing and I constantly have to stay in this cycle of train and then retrain and then retrain? No, I don't want that either. So thank you for bringing that up.
It sounds, it also sounds like you've built up a heck of a lot of confidence in your journey.
Yeah.
As you fell, got back up, maybe got put some band-aids on, fell again, your confidence speaks loudly. And I can only imagine what your team's confidence is like too, because you know training is only as far as implementation. Implementation is only as far as reward, and it's that all of those components help the individual and your business and your clients. So for somebody that is thinking about maybe implementing in their traditional marketing approach, maybe they're doing print or they're doing magazines or they're dabbling into getting into more of a digital specialty, right? Maybe offering AI as a service, maybe offering
Mhm.
content curation, web design, all of those things. What is the best way to go about maybe entertaining, looking for help or one helper? Could you give some advice on that?
Yeah, yes. First of all, kudos to the Go High Level community for always being there when I need support, when I have a question. The people that know. I mean, I think there's a lot. There's a whole world of help out there that is free and easy to tap into. the Facebook groups, the support. If you have an account, ready or not, if you have an account, you can go to support. I was on with support yesterday. I still, by the way, I have built a lot of confidence. I still fall short and make terrible mistakes all the time. Like I am nowhere near a finished product. I like to say God isn't finished with me yet. That is very, very true. So I do,
Amen.
yes. So I'm still working on things, right? And I'll get there. But yeah, we love to help people. I'd be happy if anybody watches this or sees this and they just have some general questions or they want to learn more or they're stuck on something. I am more than willing to help them out. And if somebody's doing something else and looking to break into this field, the more the merrier, right? I do not look at the community of people in Go High Level as competition. I look at them as people I can learn from, people I can grow with. I celebrate other people's successes. So please feel free if you're watching this and you want a person to talk to help you get started or pick my brain. I will do the best I can to carve out some time. But like I said, don't let that hold you up. Dive into the community. I don't think you have to. I don't even know. I don't think you do, John. But do you have to be a Go High Level user to get into the Go High Level Facebook group?
If you join the Facebook group, you could put in, if you have a trial, you could put in your details, and you
Yeah,
could jump in there with a trial.
yeah,
Absolutely, you'll be able to. There's a lot of great people in that group, and I think the biggest part to what you were saying is the mentorship.
hmm,
Finding somebody that's been there, done that a little bit before you,
yeah,
um, and maybe catching some of their previous content. When we were speaking offline, you were sharing that you went from going the traditional ways of making relationships and business owner friends
yeah.
to diving into this whole new way of meeting people, but also putting them in the center and serving them. And could you share a little bit of how you go about, kind of sharing that relationship and also, put their story out and about?
Yeah. Oh man, thank you. Yeah. And I did mention earlier a couple. Well, look, I'm going to back up, but I'm pointing to a book on my bookshelf. By the way, this is not a virtual background. It's like real. I can hit the books and everything here. It's actually not a virtual. Um, so uh, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I had been playing with a tool called StreamYard. A lot of people familiar with StreamYard, right? To do live streams. And we ended up doing a whole bunch of acoustic punk rock concerts during the pandemic. I would go to, cut to somebody in their living room. They'd play some songs they used to play in a punk band years ago. And then we'd go to the next one. We did all these festivals called Quarantunes. But the reason I'm telling you that is I had this idea in 2020 that, first of all, what's the best way to make a connection with the stranger? In my opinion, I'm going to answer this question myself, is to deliver some value to them immediately, value in advance of anything else that might come. Don't go into it, what's in it for me and what can I get from this and try to sell to a stranger. I say, let's go into this. Let's try to build a relationship. Let's try to make a network. And the motives are obvious, right? Obviously, at some point, we're going to want to have a conversation about how we can help each other financially. But so what I did, I started the Meet the Experts podcast. And I call it the anti-podcast. I am not a podcaster. I mean, I am technically, but we don't upload our episodes to Spotify, Apple, and all these places. We do not promote the podcast. We don't. It very is. That's why I call it the anti-podcast. What we do, and this has become one of our primary lead generation strategies. We reach out to people who are in the market for a CRM or in the market for something, in our local market or in the market for something we want. We think we can help them, right? And we say, hey, we want to let you talk all about your business. We want to interview you. We want to learn about your business, but we want to do it on video in a way that you can then, at no cost to you, we'll give you the final video and let you use it in your marketing. So bring it to your marketing people, your video editor, let them chop it up and get good sound bites, right? But we want to interview you. It's called Meet the Experts. We want you as a guest because I think more people need to hear about how great you are and hear more about the products and services you offer. So we started doing that. And we started getting people, business owners say, yes, 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 because who doesn't want to talk about themselves, their products, and their services if they're in business, right? And then here I am thinking I'm brilliant. I'm the genius architect of this model. And somebody tells me about a book. Oh, hold on. I love this interactive. Let me get up off my chair for a minute here. Somebody tells me about this book. Shameless plug. I get nothing out of this. I actually talked to the author once. Content-Based Networking by James Carberry. He put his cell phone number like towards the end of the book, so I texted him. And I was like, hey, can I talk to you more about the concepts in here? Here I am thinking I'm this genius, like, hey, content-based networking. This guy started doing the exact same thing probably a few years before me. And now he runs an organization that teaches people how to start their own content-based networking podcast. But to me, it's value in advance content. It's I want to provide you value in advance of anything else that might come from our relationship. My hope is that you'll want to buy our software at some point, right? But in the beginning, it's let's get to know each other. Let me learn more about your products and services. Let me give you a video. And people are like, well, that's a dumb business model, Jay. You're not making any money. Well, look, I've got software to sell them on the back end. And don't get me wrong, casually at the end of the interview, I say, hey, we're going to give you this 25, 30-minute video. Do you have somebody that can edit this and get, chop it up into small clips for social media? And 8 times out of 10, the answer is no. And I said, well, we do have a package for $697. We'll chop it up into 14 social media ready clips. We do have the upsell ready to go, right? So it's not like we're not, but the most important thing is I've watched our list grow from 800 to 1,300, mostly on these one-to-one reach outs and just asking around and getting referrals in the last couple of years really easily. And we've now done 102 episodes of Meet the Experts. So it's been a great way to kind of grow our database, and I've made 102 new friends along the way.
Oh, powerful. And I think, for someone that will find every excuse in the book on why this is not for them, could you give them 3 reasons why it should be top of mind for them?
You mean joining Go HighLevel, becoming a reseller,
doing the content-based marketing that
doing
you've
this?
done.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. Look,
because everyone has a reason why not. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I'm not that creative. I'm not perfect on camera. I don't understand, their business. All these different reasons. What are 3 reasons why?
Yeah,
you should put this top of mind and get it done?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I recommend this strategy to everyone, regardless of how extroverted or introverted you are. You don't need fancy schmancy camera equipment or anything else. You just need a decent space with decent lighting and a webcam. It's not hard. I have guests all the time that ask me, what am I going to need to look good? And I'm like, you got a webcam, you got a basic microphone. Let's make sure your internet connection is good, blah, blah, blah. So the technology should never be an issue. So make that number one, is like, technology is not a roadblock, right? So that's one reason why you should, because technology's out, right? So eliminate that. As a business owner, you need to talk to people. You have to sell. There is no way around it. I've met so many business owners. I hate to sell. Well, how the heck are you going to grow a business if you can't sell your services? Everybody seems to be able to have a conversation, right? Now, we actually are even changing up, and this is a nugget I haven't told anybody except my team. So I'm gonna share a golden revelation I just had recently. We came up with 6 questions to ask on Meet the Experts. So if you're thinking, I don't even know what to ask, right? We came up with 6 questions. And now what I realized that I'm going to start doing, what we're working on a form, is we're going to let a business owner fill in a couple questions about their business, answer a couple questions about their business on a form. And we're going to prompt AI, hey, write me 6 questions you would ask this particular business owner given this information on a podcast. And we're going to let AI give us our content to ask them. So now we don't even have to worry about how are we going to continue the conversation. The questions are there. We're going to use AI to do that. And then from there, you just talk to them. You will find that it will help you when you go to your networking events, when you go out into a conference, when you just out and about, if you want to speak, if you want to do a webinar, doing these types of things will make you better and better. I look back at the first episode and I was like, this is awful. This was so bad. And now after like 100, I'm like, no problem, right? I think that you have to build relationships. So can I give you three? I might have through process of elimination, but you need to talk to people to grow your business. Business owners like you, like me, like, you know, anybody owning a business love to talk about themselves. Hell, I have had more fun on this talking to you, John, because you asked me to talk about myself, right? And I'm not full of myself. It's just you asked me
No,
to, and
man, it's just telling your story.
my nature.
People
It's my
want to
story,
know
right?
the story.
Yeah. So people, I'm not alone. People want to tell their story. They want to share their products and services. They're wondering, how do I get my name out there? Well, I can go to them and say, hey, how much video content you making? Oh, none, because that's what 99 out of 100 are going to say. What if I can make you a video that you can use? I say it this way. What if I can help you create a year's worth of video content in 30 minutes in a 30-minute interview? What if I can give you a year's worth of video content in 30 minutes without you having to do anything fancy? Just have a laptop and an internet connection. And business owners are like, what? Yeah, tell me more. And that's it. So yeah, so this strategy is great. We've seen 10 to 20% roughly, and depending on what we're selling them, 10 to 20% convert into a monetary dollars in our pocket transaction since we've started to do that. And you know what the cool thing is? That number's only going to grow. I'm building relationships as I go. Somebody might not be ready when we do the interview. 3 months from now, they might say, hey, you know what, Jay, I've been thinking about your software. I've been following you because of when we did the interview, they get on my email list, and you know what I mean? And then the number's only going to grow. So 10 to 20 should hopefully turn into 50 or 60% in the lifetime of this, that, you know, they do business with us ultimately. And I've done business with guests that I've met because I knew nothing about their business. They told me about their business. And immediately I was like, I need that in my life. It happened to me last Friday. It happened to me just last Friday. I produced a podcast for an app to help you with stress and calm and regulation without taking any type of drugs or medication. And it was just a real, like a meditative type of restore app. And I was like, oh, I need that, you know, and I'm on a 7-day free trial right now, and I plan on purchasing. So
Jay, you know, it's amazing that, you know, you eat and breathe this, right? Every day.
yeah.
You teach your clients how to eat and breathe it every day. And, you know, you're a student at all times. And I appreciate you sharing your story because, you know, our membership base, our audience, wherever they're finding us, whether it's on social media, YouTube, they're looking for answers. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for the signs of, am I on the right path? What are others doing in my industry, my niche, my area? And that's, it's very fruitful to hear your story and share your story, because without knowing exactly how many we help, we're helping people out there. So I know you have a jam-packed schedule. I'm very fortunate and appreciative of your time. If you're still tuning in here and you found so much value in this, definitely look in the description. We're going to have some information on how to contact Jay Vicks, founder of Journey Builder, 2023 SaaSpreneur Gold Award winner. He's already offered the opportunity of getting some time in his calendar, picking his brain, getting some advice from him at no charge, just enough where maybe that journey that you're on now goes to the next level. And we're very appreciative of that. For those that are tuned in as well, if you're interested in HighLevel and, you know, how to go a little deeper, how to get your business to that next level of servicing your clients or servicing your day-to-day operation, there's also a link below where you can activate your 30-day free trial. And that 30-day free trial, you can grab bits and pieces of this spotlight session or others and get to work, right? Just taking action. Jay, you've been an awesome person to hang out with here for this last time here. Appreciate you. Any closing remarks before we wrap up?
No, John, really, I mean, I love, I've been really enjoyed getting to know you over the last few things and bantering about New York versus Philly sports, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But no, I really appreciate the opportunity. I think for so many years I was lost in the muck of custom, right? And people said pick a niche, do this, do that. And what I found is it's just pick something. Just pick something. And for me, um, my only closing comment would be I just thank you guys. I thank you. I thank the founders, um, Chase and Sean, Varun, Alex, everybody on the team that I've met, um, for giving me this, right? For finally smacking me in the head long enough that I didn't effing hate the product anymore, that I totally loved it. And um, and now, letting me give back, letting me share my story, letting me give back a little bit, and help the community that continues to help me. I hope I could never say no to an opportunity for something like this again. So, John, I really appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And to our audience, we appreciate you tuning in. Have a great one, and we'll see you.